Hi, I'm Simon Kane and welcome to A Taste of California, coming to you this week from Calaveras County, 135 miles east of San Francisco and southwest of Lake Tahoe in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains. Mark Twain made Calaveras County famous when he wrote of the celebrated jumping frog in 1865, but its treasures were discovered long before that. This is a place full of historic and picturesque gold rush towns, award-winning vineyards, art galleries, antique shops and gold rush museums. You can learn to pan for gold. You can go caving, biking and hiking. Draft the infamous white water of the Stanislaus River, play golf and lots more, and do it all amongst simply awesome scenery. And all of this while sampling California's finest foods and wines. It's not a bad life, is it? About 20 miles or so east of Angels Camp is Calaveras Big Trees State Park. It's really beautiful just driving up here through avenues of ponderosa pines and cedars. In the spring of 1852, a hunter, Augustus T. Dowd, was tracking this wounded grizzly bear through unfamiliar territory when he stumbled across a grove of simply enormous trees. Now, the tree that first caught his attention, known today as the Discovery Tree, was the largest in what is now Calaveras North Grove. Sadly, in a rush to exploit these giant sequoias, the tree was cut down. It took 5 men 22 days to cut it down. They couldn't even get their saws through it, so they had to drill right through the trunk, which is why you can see these huge drill marks. What's left is called the chip and stump. This giant cut-off served as a dancing stage in the past. Nowadays, it's where tourists come with their cameras. Hiking trails all over the park, including the Three Senses Trail in the North Grove to really experience the feel, smell and sounds of the forest. There are 2 main campgrounds with a total of 129 campsites, 6 picnic areas and a hatful of other activities, including summer school activities for school children. The park is open year-round, sunrise to sunset. One thing you absolutely have to do is take a trip up to what they call the Overlook. Ask one of the rangers, I'll point out the way, because when you get up here, the view is absolutely incredible. Is that the sound of the river I can hear? In 1969, oars, that's the Outdoor Adventure River Specialists, were the first small craft oar-powered rafting outfitters to offer river trips down the Grand Canyon. More than 35 years later, they're now one of the largest and most geographically diverse companies in the West, offering river trips on more than 20 western rivers. Bruce Mitchell's a guide here. Bruce, I understand that in Calaveras County they say the Stan is the man.
Yes, it is. This is the Stanislaus River. It is one of the steepest, most technical Class 4 rivers in California. It drops over 75 feet a mile and is the birthplace of whitewater rafting in California.
Wow, it certainly sounds spectacular. What sort of height do these rivers get up to?
Right now we're at pretty high flows. They'll get up to about 3,000 cubic feet per second.
Tell me, do you have to have any experience to go rafting?
It's highly recommended on this river, and our minimum age is 14.
I understand you can do this in all weathers, which I guess is quite handy.
Yes, it is.
So if you're up for thrills, chills and spills and a taste for hard work, then the North Fork of the Stanislaus is a slice of wild whitewater heaven. The New Melones Lake on the Stanislaus River is another one of those perfect places for a weekend getaway or even a longer holiday. 12,500 acres of surface area and 100 miles of shoreline make it the 3rd largest lake in California. And as for recreation, well, put it this way, you're not going to get bored. There's loads of water sports, plus mountain biking, hiking and sightseeing, and shoreline camping with over 400 campsites and day-use sites. Or, for something completely different, you could do it all from the adventurous yet civilised domain of a New Melones patio or houseboat. The New Melones houseboat rental fleet has several models of luxury houseboats, all available for rental from a weekend to a fortnight. Every boat is top of the line and of recent vintage, with hot tubs, surround sound TVs, enough beds for 15 people and very fancy kitchens. Okay, so you thought this was just about houseboating on New Melones Lake. Well, it could have been, and that alone is magnificent, trust me. But this evening I'm here to enjoy a rather, well certainly for me, a rather unique experience, and something you can also enjoy. It's a wine and food pairing. Food by Ray Jersnick, executive chef from the Hotel Leger in Macaulay Hill, and wine from Russ Irish, the winemaker from Irish Vineyards in Murphys, and this, I can tell you, is going to be fabulous. In 1948, John Coutts, a young row crop farmer, started out in the wine business and quickly built an excellent reputation as one of the top 10 wine growers in California. 40 years later, John and his family launched Coutts Vineyards with award-winning winemaker Steve Miller, and soon it was Ironstone. Ironstone is not, however, just a vineyard, and when you see what else is here, it won't take you long to realise why it's such a major attraction here in Calaveras County. One of its greatest attractions is the Heritage Museum, full of artefacts from 19th century gold mining and the early Native American inhabitants, the Miwoks. The focal point of the museum is this, the largest crystalline gold leaf specimen in the world. It weighs 44 pounds and it was discovered by the Sonora Mining Company on Christmas Day in 1992, just 15 miles from here. On a somewhat smaller scale, that rare combination of gold and quartz together is evident in the jewellery shop's sparkling selection of goodies. 14 acres of glorious gardens play host to thousands of plant varieties and species, all sorts of antique winemaking, mining and railroad equipment, and events held throughout the year. And on the subject of antiques, look out for Mario the Miner, who'll teach you to pan for gold in Ironstone's very own sluice. And if you don't find any, you can go and see a demonstration of an altogether more accessible creation, food. This quite magnificent piece is a fully operational Alhambra theatre pipe organ sitting quite fittingly in the Alhambra Music Room, guarded at one end by a pair of genuine MGM Studio Lions. It's the gem of this lavish complex and pride of the Sierra Nevada region. If you'll indulge me just for a moment. But wait, let's not forget they make wine here too. You might want to try some. And they sell it big time. What a great place, and what a well-deserved reputation as California's largest and certainly finest winery and entertainment complex. I really do urge you to visit. There are some strange old tales and some marvellous anecdotes emanating from the gold rush days, perhaps none so weird and wonderful as Mark Twain's The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County, particularly so because Calaveras County was made famous by the story, and a Jumping Frog Jubilee still takes place here every year in May when the entire community celebrates its history and its future with the frog jumps in Angels Camp. And at other times, the community likes to party anyway. Coming to Calaveras County is all about experiencing fun and relaxation, and a visit to the Saddle Creek Resort in Copperopolis is a big part of that experience. But it's more, it's about being footloose in the foothills. Whether you're here at Saddle Creek for a weekend getaway, a holiday destination, or even a complete change of address, this is a resort way of life in the California foothills. Well, this is pretty fancy, a fitting entry to the lodge for certain. And here's the Copper Grill restaurant and lounge, and those are the views. Doesn't that make you just want to get out and play? The lodge bungalows just steps away have all your required overnight comforts, kitchens, fireplaces, media centres and big bedrooms with lofted ceilings. There are loads of really beautiful homes on the course, and it really doesn't matter where you are, the views are all amazing. There is one other place to visit in the lodge, the Pro Shop, with loads of great gear for golfers. The course is a par 72 and plays 6,892 yards with 5 sets of tees to keep everyone happy. Scenically, it's really something else. Native oaks scattered in abundance and glistening water features on 13 of the 18 holes. Golf Digest magazine rates the course at 4.5 stars, second to Pebble Beach's 5-star ranking. And Golf Today magazine names it one of the top 5 public access courses in Northern California, along with Spyglass, Poppy Hills and Paso Tiempo. And that, ladies and gents, is quite a reference. Fancy coming spelunking? Sure you do. Come with me, I'll show you where to do it. Now, in case you didn't know, spelunking is cave exploration, and the Sierra Nevada Recreation Corporation have been taking visitors spelunking here in California since 1978. California's largest cave chamber in a show cave, and the only show cave in the entire United States that you can rappel into, is called Moaning Cavern, and this is the way down. And this is the other way down. This is the 45-minute spiral staircase family tour route, 234 stairs. Either route down, it's a 165-foot descent into the huge main chamber. don't need any previous experience as full instruction is given and all necessary equipment is provided.
It was incredible.
It was awesome. I've never seen anything like this before. Got my adrenaline flowing.
The cave is absolutely incredible, and I was really nervous coming down, but the instruction here was great.
Well, after the extraordinary experience of the Moaning Cavern, I'm now in the California Cavern with Eli, who's general manager. Eli, what's the history of this incredible place?
Well, this cavern was first discovered in 1849 by a gold miner here. And this extensive cavern of several different interconnecting passageways all through the mountain of about 2.5 miles of passage are very beautiful. Yeah, we have lakes and beautiful calcite formations. The marble itself is very beautiful. And some of the formations themselves can be so intricate and delicate that the force of your breath would shatter them if you were too close.
Well, if you know anything about me, you'll know that I never just dive headfirst into anything, except maybe for a small hole in the ground. The womb room makes a great claustrophobia test for visitors on one of the caving expeditions. The chamber inside is about as big as a small car, a very, very small car. And if you thought getting in was tough, just wait till you try getting out. That's like being born. You'll be pleased to know that all the other rooms are bigger, much, much bigger, and you can take a walking tour through several of the large chambers decorated with the most incredible and beautiful formations. This dome-shaped room is said to have the greatest resonating qualities of all the caves in the entire underground system. Back in the days of the gold rush, the miners used to use this for their church services. This was the pulpit. Nowadays, they use it for Halloween parties. There are several different tours available, including deeper expeditions during the summer, but regular walking tours run all year round. Murphy's is a secret, beautiful place, and its residents and visitors find a great deal of enjoyment here. Bob Anderson said that, executive chef of the Victoria Inn, formerly of the Awani Hotel in Yosemite and of Camp's Restaurant in Greenhorn Creek. Fair enough. Let's see what that's all about then.
This is V Restaurant. We're very excited to be here. It's a new restaurant, a little Mediterranean influence, but mostly really fresh, local ingredients, skillfully prepared, and in a dynamite dining room. It's very exciting for us, and we hope the guests that come here have a really positive experience.
And the bulk of the menu comprises small plates with big tastes, plus of course great wines from the area's fine boutique wineries, a full bar, and a classic list of cocktails. With its new name came new rooms, and there are now 14, each of them unique, an eclectic mix of European charm with high ceilings and doors, fireplaces or wood stoves, claw-footed bathtubs, artwork and comfortable European-style furnishings. You know, when this inn was built in 1992, it was the first new inn to be built in Murphys for 136 years. So how very fitting that after such a long wait, Murphys should be rewarded with both an exceptional inn and an exceptional restaurant under one roof. Everyone wants to be in the movies, and in Vallecito, Calaveras County, you can. Everyone can. Just come along and join the Vallecito Vigilantes, recreating the olden days of the Wild West on the Milarosa Star for a Day movie set. Vallecito, California.
Hey, I've seen that. You gonna let that stranger get away with that? No, that stranger has no manners. That's right. Give me a shot of whiskey and we're gonna go out and find him. Let's go take care of him. Come on, we go take care of this guy right.
Dress up as your favourite character from the old Wild West. Act out a scene which will be recorded and take something home that your friends and family will actually want to see. Come and be a star for a day. You'll love it. Gold Rush towns, award-winning vineyards, art galleries, antique shops and gold rush museums. You can learn to pan for gold. You can go caving, biking and hiking. Draft the infamous white water of the Stanislaus River. Play golf and lots more, and do it all amongst simply awesome scenery. And all of this while sampling California's finest foods and wines. It's not a bad life, is it? About 20. Hi, I'm Simon Kane and welcome to A Taste of California, coming to you this week from Calaveras County, 135 miles east of San Francisco and southwest of Lake Tahoe in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains. Mark Twain made Calaveras County famous when he wrote of the celebrated jumping frog in 1865, but its treasures were discovered long before that. This is a place full of historic and picturesque North Grove. Sadly, in a rush to exploit these giant sequoias, the tree was cut down. It took 5 men 22 days to cut it down. They couldn't even get their saws through it, so they had to drill right through the trunk, which is why you can see these huge drill marks. What's left is called the chip and stump. This giant cut-off served as a dancing stage in the past. Nowadays, it's where tourists come with their cameras. 20 miles or so east of Angels Camp is Calaveras Big Trees State Park. It's really beautiful just driving up here through avenues of ponderosa pines and cedars. In the spring of 1852, a hunter, Augustus T. Dowd, was tracking this wounded grizzly bear through unfamiliar territory when he stumbled across a grove of simply enormous trees. Now, the tree that first caught his attention, known today as the Discovery Tree, was the largest in what is now Calaveras